everyone, welcome to my video, and today I will be talking about my study abroad trip at Korea University. One of my favorite things about studying abroad at Korea University was the KUBA system that they had, which stands for Korea University Buddy Assistant. I love that they had this system because I was able to meet a lot of my foreign friends. It is a system where a Korean student is buddied up with students. They assist those students into Korean culture and student life in Korea. This KUBA system was really good because they actually hosted a lot of events, and throughout the week they would plan activities for the group to do and to gather and to get to know each other, which I really like. Not a lot of the universities in Korea have this system, so I was very fortunate to be able to have this kind of opportunity. Honestly, studying at Korea University was not an easy thing to do because the culture is so different, and I was getting used to life as someone who was independent, living and traveling by herself, providing for herself, and I was also trying to go to school and adapt to a new lifestyle in Korea, and it was really hard for me when I wanted to explore and also I had to study. The classes in Korea are, I would say, not the easiest. You have to really study a lot. I stayed up late nights just to study. However, I do love that they had a lot of English classes. It is very competitive to get in English classes because they are so popular, especially with the large amount of foreign exchange students they had. I didn't have any trouble getting in any of my classes at all. The only trouble I had getting into was a history class. However, when the first day of school came, I was able to switch out and get into the history class that I wanted. Korea University does have dorms that students can choose to live in. I chose not to live on campus. I was very happy with my decision to live by myself while in Korea. Originally, I planned to live in a Goshwon, which is a single dorm room that is about 9 meters squared. It was really small, and I ended up not liking it. An advice I have for studying abroad in general is do not be scared to travel by yourself. Don't wait on people. Be open to traveling even if you have to do it by yourself. I recommend going with friends, but sometimes everybody has their own plans and things don't work out. It is beneficial to have Korean friends, especially if you want to get an apartment, because I did have a Korean friend who helped me with getting my apartment set up, and I'm very thankful for that. A few of the struggles that I had, the first one would be language barrier. In South Korea, I was learning Korean, but it was just like basic Korean. I was not able to speak fluent sentences with local Koreans there. However, it was very easy to get by because everything is translated into English, and if they don't know how to speak English, there's apps that I did use. Also, with banking, it'd be easier if you know how to speak Korean. However, people in Korea know how to speak English, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Literally, you could live in Korea for a year and not know how to speak Korean and you would be fine. Using the subway system for the first time was really hard for me. I was lucky enough to have my cousin stay there for a year before me, and she was able to teach me and show me how to use the subway system. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. Lastly, I want to talk about how I funded my study abroad trip. I was always in a battle with myself about applying for scholarships. I always had doubts in myself. I knew that I really wanted to go abroad and I didn't have the funds for it. So I took a chance and I worked really hard, and I was able to fund my whole trip with scholarship money. And one of the scholarships that I was able to win is called the Gilman Scholarship, which I will link their website down below. I am very thankful for this scholarship because they helped fund a big chunk of my trip. I worked 2 jobs during school part-time in order to save up for this trip. Because I was able to save so much money for this trip, I had no financial stress abroad, and I was able to enjoy and do everything that I wanted to do mostly. However, it was a time crunch, but financially I was not stressed at all. Thankfully, you can literally buy a meal for like $5 or $7. It's really cheap. There are places where you can spend a lot more. Meals can range from $5 to about $50 depending on what you want. Another way I saved money was I did not buy a lot of souvenirs. I used most of my money on traveling and food, and I think that really is the best way to spend your time. There's so much to see and so much to do. Studying abroad was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, and I do recommend that everybody go. Thank you.